Hello, dear all. My presentation is about digital elevation model and how important the high resolution digital elevation model for the preparation of proper landscape and how to improve ecology based programs based on the high resolution digital elevation model. So we have a good group of researchers who work on this issue. As you know, we had big floods in Kazakhstan. During the recent years we had big floods in Kazakhstan, and during the summertime we have droughts. And we had big floods in many oblasts, in many regions of Kazakhstan. And sorry. And what is interesting that our Ministry of Disaster Event, for example, Deputy Minister for Emergency Situation Bauzhan Sazdykov, he mentioned that they didn't estimate to have floods from steppes. Usually they work on the river basin and they prepare for floods from rivers. And according to him, that most of the countries work on this type of problem, just to collect floods from rivers, build dams and so on, mostly on rivers. And none of the countries work on this type of floods when they had water from steppes. So steppes actually created snow melts, and this snow actually create floods. And according to him, because of the climate change, we have some layers of frozen soil, frozen ice, and on the top of this snow. And when we have sudden melting, we have a huge runoff in this steppe, because snow melted water does not penetrate because soil is frozen, and water just run. And we had big floods because of this. And according to him, none of the countries work on this problem. But it's funny that actually we work on this type of problems all the time. I remember when I was a child, it was normal just to have a chisel in rural regions. It was normal just to plow, use chisel tillage in fall and winter, and prepare. It was standard procedure for snow retention. If you use this chisel during the winter season and fall season, you may store the snow, and it was normal procedure. So this is a problem what we're facing in Kazakhstan, that Ministry of Agriculture, they're not friends with Ministry of Disaster Event. They do not communicate with each other. Otherwise, it will be cheaper just to involve some farmers, pay some small amount of money, and they use this chisel tillage, and it will decrease this floods during the springtime. I don't know why we don't use this technology in Kazakhstan now. And another problem what we have here, we have problem of digital elevation model, that we are using a low resolution digital elevation model, and quite often we use digital surface model. So because we rely too much on remote sensing technologies, and quite often we don't improve it up to the level of digital terrain model. So you may see this is a digital terrain model. So digital terrain model, when you have a digital surface model, so this type of surface model, and use geodesy and make all these measurements and get out all these objects, all these buildings, trees, grasses, and get a poor digital terrain model. So naked earth, simply saying. So depth, so without water, so it will be go here, and it will be high quality digital terrain model. If we prepare this digital terrain model, we could predict better, and we can work on flood management and flood prediction better, and so we'll have less errors in prediction analysis. And it's related to this giga rule, garbage in, garbage out. So it's very important to work on the high quality input data. So it will be very important to develop more digital terrain model in Kazakhstan. So how it works, so we have to work on this geodesy, make proper measurements, and to work on centimeter level. And now technologies allowed to use drones and geodesy equipment, so it could be high resolution digital terrain model. We have to work on the bathymetry, make proper measurements of the water depth, of river depths, on lakes depths, and make this type of high resolution digital terrain model. So you may see, if we use just SRTM, it's this one, you may see this low resolution, just to show. This is a low resolution data, something like 90 meter, the next one is 30 meter, and this one is on the centimeter level. So you may see, if we develop this high resolution digital terrain model on something like 50 centimeter level, so it will be very good for flood prediction and for water estimation. So this is our requirement, and so we are targeted to expand and work more on the preparation digital terrain model for Kazakhstan. And this type of activities are very important also to the next step, to connect, to prepare digital retention pond. So usually in Kazakhstan, we try to build dams, block dams. It's like very popular to build dams in Kazakhstan. But it will be reasonable to prepare more connected retention ponds on the site. Here, for example, here when we have floods, water may move on this retention pond, and during the summertime people can use this water, and instead of building dams, and convince people, have some incentives for people do not build houses here on the flood zone, just move them in other place and keep natural water movement without building any dams, zero dams. So just should be natural meandering, and water should move, and in some cases we may build this type of retention pond. And so for drainage system, for example, if we improve this type of drainage system and have this retention pond, you may see this pond, and if we expand it, for example, houses may have nearby houses this retention pond where snow could be collected, and the snow could be reused during the summertime. I don't know, we don't have this system in Kazakhstan just to collect the snow, collect and store in special places. You see these bulldozers collect snow in many countries like in Canada and reuse this snow. But in Kazakhstan, we just abandoned without system of the snow, so it will be rational to collect the snow in dedicated places. So it should be just measured geodesy and reused during the summertime. So I don't know why we don't use this type of system. So it's like standard flood managed aquifer recharge system, so water may penetrate also and reuse it during the summertime. So we're working on this type of programs with support from Germany, and we are targeted to expand it and use this approach more. And we're trying to connect it to restoration of river hydrological regime based on natural processes. So you see this topography again, so it's very important to know topography very well. High resolution digital elevation model are very important here. And also it connected to the next level of biosphere domes. So how to grow natural bushes, natural trees, not invasive ones, so it will get a natural circulation of water. So this is our target, to convince and to have more private houses and to have this type of restoration system instead of having big buildings, tall buildings like Almaty and Astana, just to cover whole Kazakhstan of this type of villages and houses. And this type of program works in Slovakia, and we are targeted to expand